Hi guys, it's Gabriella. Welcome back to my channel if you've seen my one other video. If not, otherwise, just welcome in general. I hope that you're all doing well. Basically, last week I posted a video about one of my paranormal experiences when I was younger, and I have many. And I thought I would jump several years into the future and tell you about the ones, well, it kind of is a few, but I think it's all related to the same thing. The one that has happened in this flat that I live in right now at this moment. So this probably happened, it was in December. I moved into this flat about 10 months ago, and I've never really had any problems apart from, you know, the usual noisy neighbours, children screaming, couples arguing, all of that sort of stuff. I mean, generally it's fine. We have single glazing, so it can be a little noisy from outside, but generally it's okay, and you can't hear conversations. You know, you can't hear exact words that people are saying, and you might hear a lawnmower outside, which I can hear today. So if you hear that, I'm really sorry. I can't control that. But yeah, other than that, there's been no problems apart from a crazy roommate who has been looking outside today. It's kind of weird. I will probably talk to you about that one day, who knows. So yeah, I've never really had any problems up until December, and that was probably when I had started watching quite a lot of paranormal storytime videos on YouTube. I have been reading horror stories and watching stories about horror stuff and watching horror movies and TV shows and all of that. I have been watching them since I was probably about 17, I would say. That's when I started really getting into them. So it's not like there was much different apart from the fact that I started watching loads of story time videos, and I know that in one of them someone was talking about this app that you can get, so it'd be like an EVP sort of app. I forget what it was because I deleted it now. So I decided to download that just, you know, for a bit of fun, and I was kind of laid out in bed doing it because I just had a surgery. So oh no, it wasn't. It was just before. So I wasn't well. So I was kind of in bed a lot of the time. So I didn't really have much else to do apart from, you know, watch YouTube and stuff like that. So I was doing this in my bed, and it said that there was something near me, and I was trying to talk to it, but nothing was really happening. It wasn't really saying anything, and if it did, it was like your typical, like, evil sounding words that you would expect an app to maybe fabricate or something like that. So I really didn't think much of it. And I just want to put a disclaimer out saying this probably isn't the most exciting, thrilling paranormal experience, but it's one I had, and it was weird. So I was just sorting things out, tidying my room a bit. I had my computer here on my bed, and I was just sat watching it, and I was like folding some clothes, and I leaned over to pick something up from the floor, and my pyjama trousers that were like near this wall, just right here, and I was obviously sat here, sorry, can't see, oh yeah, I was sat here, and so I wasn't touching these trousers at all, and I wasn't touching anything that was, and so as I was bent over picking something up from the floor, my pyjama trousers fly over my head onto the floor, and I was like, immediately I was like, okay, that's weird. I definitely know for sure that I wasn't touching this, and I know that I've just done this thing with this app, so it's kind of weird that it did that, like something just flew over my head like that. And I just kind of sat there, and I was like, I tried to talk. I was like, is there someone here? This is really weird. But, you know, I didn't hear anything else, so I just kind of didn't quite brush it off, but I just decided to go about it, because it wasn't anything that was like scaring me or anything like that. And I didn't want to feed anything with fear either, because that would make it worse maybe. So I just kind of was like, okay, whatever. But after that, things started happening in this flat, and it was mainly the fact that our bathroom door sometimes, like, if it's left open, it bangs. Sorry, just not the camera. Yeah, if it's left open, it bangs open and shut. And usually it's, you know, if the window's open and it's windy, and if the window's closed, it doesn't do anything. It's fine, whatever. But there started to be a few times where I would hear it start banging open and shut, and I knew that I was the only other one in the flat, because I had seen everyone else go out. And so I'd hear the door open and close, and at first I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit strange, a bit weird, because I know, you know, people have already gone out, but maybe someone did leave it open and it's only just started to blow in the wind. So I would go out to close it, and the window was shut in the bathroom. And so I'd be like, okay, again, kind of weird, but it's fine. So I'd shut the door, and once it's shut, I tried quite a lot, and once it's shut, you can't open the door unless you push down the handle. And if you don't do that, then obviously it's got the little catch in place and it doesn't move. So I did try that a few times, and yeah, so I would shut the door and I'd come back in my room, and about 10 minutes later it would be open and banging again, and I'd be like, okay, I know for sure no one else did that now, because I'm still the only one in, and I know for sure that I closed it. So I would do this quite a lot, and that still happens from time to time now, but not really as much as it was happening then. So I don't know why or what that was. So then I went in for a day of surgery, and my friend brought me back, and she was just kind of looking after me and sitting and chatting with me. I gave her like a cup of tea, and she was just making sure that I was fine and everything, which I was. I recovered pretty weirdly quickly. So we ended up talking about this, because I was like, well, you know, this stuff has been happening in my flat. Like, first it was the trousers, and then it's the door that keeps like opening, and it's kind of weird. Oh, and I would also hear people in the flat when I knew for absolute certain there was no one else in there, and I would hear like footsteps and, you know, water running and stuff like that. So I was telling her about that, and then she was like, well, I don't want to worry you, but whenever I am in a new place and I feel uncomfortable in it and there's like something wrong, I don't know why, but I start to see things, like, and then she got really quiet, and I was like, what? I'm not gonna think you're weird if you tell me. She's like, yeah, I know, but it is kind of weird. And she told me that basically, sorry, I keep looking over there because I'm about to talk about the door, and that's where my door is. So she told me, yeah, whenever she is in a new place and feels uncomfortable in it, and that there is negative spirits, she sees water drops over the doorways, on the doorways, and it's sort of like the way she described it. It wasn't like she thinks she sees actual water. It's like a weird, you know, filter on a picture where it looks sort of embossed, like as if there were water. And she said that sometimes she sees this and she didn't even realise that the place felt negative until she saw this, and then she was like, oh my god, oh yeah. And she said, yeah, when I walked in today, I actually saw that above your doorway. I was like, oh fuck. So I was like, well, I told her about the bathroom door banging, and I showed her. I was like, look, because she said, oh, is it maybe the wind? I was like, no, look, just come with me, I'm gonna show you that is definitely not that. And I was like pulling on the doorway, and being like on the door handle and being like, yeah, you see, it won't open unless I push it down. It really doesn't. You try it. Cool, all done. So then we came back in my room, and then it started banging again, and no one had been in the hallway, no one had been in the bathroom. There were people home, but yeah, no one had been walking in the hallway. I would have heard it because I am right at the end of the hallway with the front door and the bathrooms and the toilet and everything like that. So yeah, we heard that, and I was like, dude, okay, just come out into the hallway right now and have a look. It's open, right? It's banging. And it was. So she's like, oh my god, that's weird. So then we came back in my room and we were talking about it, and I was like, I kind of really do want to do some investigations, and I would love to do them in this flat, but obviously I can't until I'm about to move out, because I do not want to, I don't want to get anything bad in this place, especially while I'm living here. I couldn't give a toss if it's in here when people I don't know move in, because basically some nice flatmates are moving out before me, then I'm moving out, and then another one is moving out soon after that, and then it's just the crazy one left. So I don't care. I would love for her to be haunted. So yeah, that's what I want to do. But yeah, I was telling my friend this, and she didn't hear it, but I heard it clear as day. I was just talking, and I heard this man laughing in my room, and it was in my room. So you know how I said earlier how you can hear neighbours and stuff like that, but it is muffled. You can't hear particular words, and yeah, you can always tell that it's not in my room. But this was like he was stood by my window just behind my friend, clear as day. It was because I just said how I was kind of freaked out, really, and yeah, I heard this laugh, and I was like, oh my god, and my friend never heard it, so I've got no one to corroborate that fact with. But yeah, that has been so far something that's happened in this flat, and as I said, it's kind of died down a bit now, but you know, if it does happen again, I don't feel like it's anything negative. I feel like it's something I can live with, and I can get along with. So I'm not particularly fearful of it, but I was kind of like just a little unnerved and stuff like that. So, and if anything does happen again, I'm sure I will be telling you. I'm going to be telling you some other stories like this from earlier in my life at some point, who knows. I would love to make this more of a regular thing, but I don't want to say that because then I might get lazy, and who knows what will happen in my life. So in the meantime, that's what I want to do. I want to tell you these things, and hopefully I will, and that will be really nice. So thank you for listening to me. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month, whatever. Please subscribe if you want to hear more of me, more of my stories, and like this video if you liked it. And yeah, have an awesome life, day, time. I don't know how long to wish you well for until I next see you. So bye.